Hello and welcome to 5 a Day with Jay. I am your host, J.R. Murdoch. You might notice there was one bass behind me before, and now there's a second bass. You'll also notice that the first bass is a 5-string, the other bass is a 4-string. I never owned a 4-string bass before. I only ever owned a 5-string. The first bass I ever owned was actually a 5-string PV bass. Nice bass. The bass I got back there is an Ibanez, nice Ibanez. The 4-string I just got is a Jackson. I had wanted to get the David Ellefson Jackson 5-string bass or 4-string bass, but I think it was about $600, and I'm like, no. I actually got this one used. I will say it's used, but lightly used. It's got brand new strings, which I assume that Guitar Center does when they sell a used item. And it's in perfect condition. I've already played it a couple times since I got it, and I'm in love with it. I love that bass. The first bass I ever had when I was in a band, I actually didn't play bass first. I actually played drums first. Started playing drums in high school in band in around 7th grade. I love playing drums, but owning and maintaining a drum kit is challenging. And I appreciate the people that can do it. I loved my drum kit. I loved playing drums. I played in a band when I was in the Navy. We did a couple weddings, a couple parties, nothing really big. But we had a great time playing. Once I got out of the Navy, I had nowhere to put it, and I had no desire to rent a storage unit to keep it. So I wound up selling my drum kit and picking up a bass. I really thought bass would just be easy. Compared to a guitar, you're playing a whole chord. With a bass, with what I was playing, you're playing a note at a time. Really simple stuff. I don't know why, but when I learned to play the first time, I never really cared if I played all that well, as long as I was playing and having a good time. I got out of the Navy, went back to Durango, and then my buddy Sean and I moved to San Diego. We joined a band with our friend BJ, who is now in another band, 3000 PSI. I'll be reviewing some of their stuff soon. We played in a band called Defective, and our drummer, Adam, really good drummer. We had a lot of fun. I mean, it was a good time. Sometimes we would argue about what songs we're going to play, but you know what? Any band, there's going to be tension. It's just a matter of getting past that. We played we played some Misfit covers. We played a couple Ramones covers. Most of our stuff was original things. I still remember our theme song for Defective. 4 heads of lettuce, that's what you are. Did you get your brains at the salad bar? You may not know what you want to be, but being defective is the life for me. Defective. It was just fun, cheesy 3-chord song, and we just rocked playing it. One of the songs we usually ended with was, at the time, it was a really popular song, was Helmet, Unsung. We'd do the drop D tuning at the end of our set because we didn't want to tune back up, and then we'd play Helmet. Love playing that song. In that band, we did have one epic gig. There's a club here in San Diego called Soma, which used to be downtown San Diego. It's now in a completely different location. But when it was downtown, there were 2 sections. There was the upstairs section, all ages club, and that's where the big bands would play. Down below, there was the basement. We had gotten to play the basement. We had dropped off our demo tape months before and kept calling and never got a call back. They're like, yeah, we got your number. We'll give you a call when we give you a call. Finally, we got the call. And the opening act was a band called Cranial Vacancy. Oh, those guys were freaking insane. If you can find, I think they're on YouTube. If you can find some Cranial Vacancy, go find Cranial Vacancy and watch a YouTube video of them. They're nut guys. They had songs like Polka Spot, or was it Polka Spot? They had Ingrown Toenail. There was one song, I don't remember what the song was, but the lead singer had a hard hat filled with bubbles, and he would blow the bubbles, and then he would drinking to get it all over himself. He wound up taking off his shirt, it's covered in stickers. It was bizarre. I'd never seen anything like it before. Then we got out and did our show. I did our gig. We think we did 5 or 6 songs. If I can find the video, I'm going to try and get that uploaded to YouTube. I don't know if we have the whole set, but the band that played after us was a band for 3 high school punks. I want to say they were 10th, 11th grade, if that. They were a band called Blink, and they got out and they did their thing, and they rocked it. They were really good for playing the basement of the Soma, and we were surprised. They got done doing their set, and we were talking with them for a little bit, and they were pissed. And we're like, "What's going on, man?" And they're like, "We thought we were playing the main stage. We're supposed to play the main stage." They're like, "Well, what the? Who's playing the main stage?" I didn't even know who was playing the main stage. Turned out that it was the last concert for a band, Lucy's Fur Coat. They had just returned with Sprung Monkey, both San Diego bands, big San Diego bands. And they had just returned from a European tour, and both bands were breaking up. Sprung Monkey did stick together. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Lucy's Fur Coat, that was it. That was their last show. They were done. It was over. The coolest part about playing the basement is we got to go upstairs and watch the show for free. Kick-ass show. Really good. But, hey, one of the last gigs I played in that band, we actually opened for Blink-182. So, hey, there is that. Obviously, they weren't Blink-182 then. They were just Blink. And like I said, they were a bunch of high school kids. And, hey, they had the attitude. They had everything. They had the talent, too, and they had the drive. They really committed to the band thing. We tried. Defective just was never going to go anywhere. It was an uphill drive for us. All of us had jobs, dead-end jobs that we were barely struggling to survive with, and being in a band was just an escape. I wish it would have been more. Hey, I'm proud to say that, like I said, I will. You can probably find some 3,000 PSI out there, and you can see our lead singer out there doing his thing. And damn, awesome seeing him out there still making music, still singing, loving what he does. Got a big old tattoo on his arm, 3,000 PSI. It's incredible. Anyway, so that's the story about how the punk band I was in the 90s opened for Blink-182. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another 5 a Day with Jay.